Well, maybe that's a good place to start, actually, is even before laying out like goals, but just to share like what capacities are feeling like right now, like emotionally and physically. Like, do people feel like they are doing as much work as they're able to do right now? Do they have energy or room to like add more or take, like just kind of where are you at? How are you feeling in terms of like labor kind of output at this point?
Well, I mean, I'm done building.
Okay. So, I'm gonna jot down like folks just so that we like have a place to.
And it's not because like I'm tired.
Yeah.
It's because I've committed to a performance.
Yeah.
For the 3rd, and that's actually a lot of work. So I gotta rehearse, and that's pretty much it's just time consuming. To master a performance is time consuming.
She's like, those children are traumatized into their whiteness. And that's where white people have developed cognitive dissonance, because how does the child, whose brain is literally still forming, make any kind of sense of that other than to say, well, that person must not have really been human. And it's like a precognitive concept that gets embedded in there, but that's a different form of trauma. So what I wanted to say was, like, when you talk about like what does it look like, I'm almost like, what does it feel like in the body, and like how do we move our bodies? Like when I think of, so I'm thinking of like Afrofuturism, and so if we had some correlation to like the futurism around white anti-racism, whatever that looks like forecasting into it. I think it's like something to do with, it's a different kind of body expression of white people. Of the white body moving differently.
I think we should just collectively revisit this process.
Yeah, I'm hearing like there's two things. There's like, like responding to the plan as it was intended, reflecting on things. But then there's also like our relationships, right? That we were doing with these regular meetings. We were building rapport. And that's separate from production. That's separate from product or public persona and maintenance, right? But like all relationships, they need nurturance, right? So we got to keep that going. Got to keep the communication, the time spent together.
It is not only, your glory, your achievement.
It is almost our only hope. Because only an artist can tell, and only artists have told, since we have heard of man, what it is like for anyone who gets this planet to survive it. What it is like to die, or to have somebody die. What it is like to fear death. What it is like to fear. What it is like to love. What it is like to be glad. Hymns don't do this. Churches really cannot do it. The trouble is that although the artist can do it, the price that he has to pay himself and that you, the audience, must also pay is the willingness to give up everything, to realize that although you spent 27 years acquiring this house, this furniture, this position, although you spent 40 years raising this child, these children, nothing, none of it belongs to you. You can only have it by letting it go. You can only take if you are prepared to give. And giving is not an investment. It is not a day at the bargain counter. It is a total risk of everything.
Yeah, I was just thinking we should hang on to that.
All right, we did. Yeah, now I know. Gotta figure that out. Whew. And this jump rope situation.